Today we're going to learn about comparing and contrasting. And we're going to do this by comparing She's the Man and Twelfth Night. Now, as you recall, Twelfth Night is the play that we just finished reading by Shakespeare, and She's the Man is the movie that corresponds and is associated with Twelfth Night. And so before we begin comparing and contrasting these two literature pieces, we're going to talk about what comparing means. Now, when you compare something, you're examining two or more objects, ideas, people, or other similar things in order to find and note the similarities or differences. And so to help us remember what this definition is, I'm going to post the definition on the board. When you contrast something, you're comparing in order to show unlikeness or differences. And so when you contrast something, you want to determine what is different between the two pieces that you're looking at. So to help us remember, I'm going to post the definition on the board. Now, in Twelfth Night, there are several things that happen that only occur in the play. And so when I read it, I noticed that something that happened that didn't happen in the movie is in the book, in the play, there's a shipwreck. And so I'm going to write down shipwreck. And I'm going to post this under Twelfth Night because this only happens in Twelfth Night. Another thing that I noticed that only happened in Twelfth Night is Viola becomes Cesario. And so I'm going to write Viola becomes Cesario because that only happens in Twelfth Night. And I'm going to post this under Twelfth Night. Another thing that I noticed that only happens in Twelfth Night is Viola became Cesario for two things. She became her brother for a means of protection because in this time period, females, when they were not with a male, things could happen, and that's a safety concern. And so Viola became Cesario in order for a means of protection and safety for herself. She also became Cesario because she needed financial help. And as a woman, she was not able to get a job, and so she became her brother in order to get some finances. And so I'm going to write Viola becomes Cesario for both protection and financial reason. And I'm going to post this under Twelfth Night because this only happens in Twelfth Night. Another thing that I noticed is both of the siblings think that the other is dead. And so Viola thought Cesario was dead, and Cesario thought Viola was dead. And so I'm going to write siblings thought the other was dead. And I'm going to post this under Twelfth Night because this only happens in Twelfth Night. In She's the Man, there are also things that only happen in She's the Man that do not happen in Twelfth Night. And so I'm going to make a note of these. In She's the Man, this whole movie is based on soccer. And so this theme of soccer does not happen and occur in Twelfth Night. So I'm just going to write soccer. And I'm going to post this under She's the Man because this only happens in She's the Man. Another thing that I noticed is in She's the Man, her soccer team gets cut from her school. And so because of that, she is so passionate about soccer that she decides to become her brother in order to play. And so I'm going to write her soccer team gets cut, which is why she becomes her brother. And I'm going to write and post this under She's the Man because this only happens in this movie. Another thing that I noticed when I was watching, so her ex-boyfriend didn't exist in Twelfth Night, and that's another key difference that I saw. So I'm going to write Viola's boyfriend does not exist in Twelfth Night. And I'm going to post this under She's the Man because this only happened in She's the Man. Another key difference is in She's the Man, Viola became the character of Sebastian. And while this is similar to what happens in Twelfth Night, it's different because Sebastian was a different character in Twelfth Night. And so in She's the Man, Sebastian was Viola's brother. And so she became her brother, but it was a different character than what it was in Twelfth Night. And so I'm going to write, Viola becomes Sebastian. And I'm going to post this under She's the Man because this only happens in She's the Man. And the last difference that I noticed is in She's the Man, Sebastian, which is Viola's brother, goes to London in order to perform with his band, which that's important because her brother left, that gave Viola the opportunity to become her brother and play soccer. And so Sebastian going to London is a key difference that I noticed. And so I'm going to write, Sebastian goes to perform in London with his band. And I'm going to post this under She's the Man because this only occurs in She's the Man. However, there are some similarities that occur between Twelfth Night and She's the Man. So it's important to note these comparisons. Some of the similarities in both She's the Man and Twelfth Night, there is this love triangle that exists between Duke, Olivia, and Viola. And so I'm just going to write love triangle. And And I'm going to post this in this middle column for similarities because it occurs in both She's the Man and Twelfth Night. Another similarity is all the characters that occur in Twelfth Night occur in She's the Man. While their roles are different, all of them exist. For example, one thing I noticed is the character of Malvolio in Twelfth Night occurs as a tarantula in She's the Man. And so while those were two different roles of the characters, both of the characters existed, just in different forms. And so I'm going to write characters are the same. And I'm going to post this in this middle column because it occurs both in She's the Man and Twelfth Night. Another similarity is both Sebastian and Cesario, both of them occur and reappear in the movie or the play unexpectedly. In She's the Man, Sebastian was supposed to be in London longer with his band performing, but he ended up coming back home sooner. And in Twelfth Night, Viola thought Cesario was dead, and so Cesario reappeared unexpectedly. So I'm going to write Cesario/Sebastian reappear unexpectedly. And I'm going to post this in the middle column because it occurs both in She's the Man and Twelfth Night. And the last similarity that I saw is both in She's the Man and Twelfth Night, there is a quote that is said. And this quote states that some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. And so this quote appears both in She's the Man and Twelfth Night. While it's different characters that stated this quote, the quote is the same and it appears in both. And so that's a similarity. And so I'm going to write same quotes. And I'm going to post it in the middle column because it appears both in She's the Man and in Twelfth Night. And so what we just did was we just compared She's the Man to Twelfth Night. And so it is important to understand and recognize these similarities and these differences in order to understand what's happening, in order to recognize that while they are similar and their plots are similar, they're different in so many ways. And so it is important to understand this as we move forward with this semester and with this unit.